Let's talk skincare. I had a question in the comments. Someone wanted to know what my skincare routine is. So mine is not like, mine's a lot different than what most people do. At night, or late afternoon when I take my makeup off, I try to get all my makeup removed, especially the eye makeup. I try to get all my makeup removed, every little bit, as gently as possible. I have very sensitive skin, and I rarely have scaliness or anything unsightly because I'm very gentle with my face. So I remove my makeup with Bioderma, the Sensi Bio H2O. This is the one I use. Normally, well, I always use a Whisper, but this one is a premium exfoliating cotton round. I did not mean to get this. I ordered this off of Amazon, and I didn't know it was going to have an extra scratchy side. So that's not beneficial to me. It has an extra scratchy side. I don't like to use anything scratchy on. I don't use any of those tools, the rollers, the vibrators, the twirling brushes, none of that. And I don't use any scrubbies of any kind. Even none. I don't use any scrubbies. All right, so I remove my makeup with the Bioderma. I rinse my face really well. Sometimes, if I don't feel like it's clean, like I feel like I didn't, sometimes I'll look at myself in a magnifying mirror and I can see foundation still sitting in some of my larger pores. And so I'll go in again with, I like a cleansing balm. And my favorite cleansing balm is Clinique, Take the Day Off. But the last time I thought I would try one from the drugstore, and this one is Versed. It's eucalyptus oil and vitamin E. It's okay, but I don't like to get it near my eyes. I think it stings my eyes, whereas Take the Day Off does not sting my eyes. So I like this one. It smells good. It's refreshing, but I think I like the Take the Day Off better. All right, once I have my face rinsed off real well, I pat it dry, no scrubbing. I make sure my eyelashes are good and clean and dry. I have this, I go sit down and watch TV with Pat, and I have this by my bed. And we're just gonna go through it. This is the usual routine. I'll pull out the Mer Treatment Lotion. See, it's real watery. It's like an essence or a serum. And it soaks right in. I do it like that. See, my finger's just wet. So then I have that layer on. Get the hair out of my face. I put my hair up, now that it's so short, I put it up with bobby pins. I wrap it up here. Just wrap it up in a little knot. Just stick some bobby pins in it. like that. I always put on something that's kind of watery like that first, serum-y-ish. And then I put on the moisturizing cream. And these are just deluxe samples that Pat gets from the counter when he shops for me. Let me get this out of my face. The counter girl at La Mer likes Pat. So she gives him really good stuff. All right, so this is the moisturizing cream. And it is thick. And it smells good. And it feels good. It's so soothing. So then I put that on. And I bring it down my neck. Like that. Then I look for an eye cream. And I think I have one in here that says Your. It's also by La Mer. And I put some on my ring finger. Pat them together like this. And I sit there and watch TV. And I pat like this on that bone, orbital bone. And I keep patting and patting. I accidentally stuck my finger in it again. All this while watching TV. That's what we got so far. Then I take Alright, I'm missing something. I'll be back. And then I'm taking Taco for a walk. Then I take this. It's Beauty Guard. Put that on. Then I take the La Mer. It is a The Lip Volumizer to seal it in. Then I take my Rodan and Fields put it on the top and the bottom. I try to touch the lash roots some. There. Only I just pull it out and put what's on the brush on my eyes. So, and then I go to sleep, and usually by the time I go to sleep I need to reapply this because I've been drinking bubble sodas while I'm sitting there watching TV. Oh, and I bleach my teeth sometimes when I'm sitting there. Look in the description box if you want white teeth. Great kit, Brite. So sometimes I bleach my teeth while I'm sitting there watching TV, and sometimes I wait until in the morning when I'm doing my hair. Now, let's take a look at some of the other things that sometimes when I reach in the bag, I pull out Bioderma, squalene, vitamin C, rose oil. I'll use this as my serum. let's see, what other serums do I pull out sometimes? I also have the Lancôme Genifique. Sometimes I pull this out and use this as my serum. Here's another one. So I guess if you have trouble, you just can't make yourself put your skincare on every night, try putting together a bag and putting it by your bed or by the TV, by the sofa when you're watching TV, so that you can play, so that you can just put stuff on your face. That's how I end up sometimes putting stuff on that burns. I should throw it out so I don't accidentally pull that out. Okay, here's another serum that I use sometimes, and I think it's blue tansy oil, and I can't remember who it's by, but sometimes I use this as my first thing. I always use a serum first. That's how I layer it. I don't know if that's right or not. I don't care. If I have to follow rules, I'm not going to do it. Then some of the other eye creams I use. I have this one that I use sometimes. It's Absolute Premium. I like this one. This one's a balm. I think it is. No, it's eye cream. It's a little balmy. It's a little thicker. This one's by Lancôme Absolute Premium. Sometimes I use that one. Okay, so that's one of the eye creams I use. Estee Lauder Supreme Revitalizing Supreme Anti-Aging Eye Balm. Sometimes I use that one. Sometimes I use this one, Genifique Ure. And this one is La Mer Eye Gel. Sometimes I use that one. See if there's any more. Sometimes I use this one, Context Vitamin C All Day Eye Cream. Sometimes I use that one. I'll show you the one that burned my eyes in just a minute. Sometimes I use this one, Heidi Williams MD Restorative Peptide Eye Cream. Sometimes I use that one. That one is not the one that burnt my eyes. Sometimes I use this one, Charlotte Tilbury Magic Eye Rescue. This is the one that burnt my eyes. Triple Action Renewing Complex Eye Area. Back when I worked at the Medi Spa, I went to a workshop to learn about this line. This is Young Pharmaceuticals, and she puts her label on their products, and this is what burnt my eyes. But it's probably awesome for some people. I have very sensitive skin. Okay, sometimes instead of using a cream over the top of my serum, I'll use a mask, and I have the La Mer Firming Mask. I have Rose Face Mask, and I sleep in these. Here's just a random thing. Moisturizing Cream, avoid contact with eyes. Sometimes I use this as my cream. It's not a mask, I don't guess. I'm careful with this because it Radical New Age, and it says avoid contact with eyes. I don't know. I don't think this is so active that it irritates my face. Naturally, okay, here's another mask I use, Sleeping Cream. This is really good. Heather sent me this. It's really comforting. It's real thick, and it smells like something your grandma would use. Love that. So I use a serum, I use a heavy cream or a sleeping mask, which is like, oh, here's something else I use sometimes. The Naya 24 Skin Strengthening Complex. I'll use that over a serum. This is what I used last night over the top of Genifique. And I used the Lancome Absolute Eye. That's what I used last night. Then I have some other things that when I'm sitting there that I use. I'll put this Kapari coconut oil on my cuticles. Rub that in. I just sit there and put stuff on. Busy hands are happy hands. And it smells like you're just putting straight coconut oil out of the canister into your... I don't know what the ingredients are. Sourced from the Philippines island. It doesn't say what the... It says for external use only. They may have put something, some kind... I don't know if they... I don't know what it has in it. It smells like straight up coconut oil. Okay, so I put that on my cuticles. Then there's some other little lip things in here. I have this Palmer's Cocoa Butter formula that I'll put on. It smells and feels good. Also have a Baby Lips. Sometimes I end up grabbing that. I also have a Fresh Sugar Caramel Hydrating Lip Balm. That's especially nice, except for I hate sticking my fingers and stuff. But I end up rubbing the rest of this on my cuticles. And then my fingers smell sweet. So that's all the things that I keep in my little pouch by my bed. And it's been a really good system. It helps me to remember to do something every night. I also have Paula's Choice, and I couldn't find it, so that tells you how often I use it. And that does not burn my face, and I will use that before. I'll use it and let it sit and go do some things. And if I'm getting ready to, I guess I'll put skincare right over the top of it if I use it at night. But if I use it during the day, in the morning, I'll leave it on for a little bit and then I'll go back and splash it off because I don't like the residue it leaves. Also, when I was looking for my Paula's Choice, to show you that, I came across this. And I guess the reason I haven't been using it, I need to leave it out here. I usually wear this under my makeup when I use it. But the reason I haven't been using it is I guess I cleaned off, I don't know what I did. I cleaned up and stuck it under my sink and I forgot I had it. So I'm going to leave it out here so I can use it under my makeup. And then in the morning when I get up, I splash my face with water, pat it dry, and then I put on my makeup. And when I put on my makeup, I usually use, what do I usually use? A moisturizing primer. That's usually what I use, right? I can't think, I mean, you can call me on it if you want to. But I think that's what I use, is just a moisturizing primer. Unless I feel really dry, like something unusual's going on, I may put a moisturizer on first. Oh! The oil. The La Mer oil. I will use this. Sometimes I'll put on the treatment lotion, the La Mer oil, and then the night cream. the night mask if I'm feeling really dry or tight, and that really helps. But I wear this under my makeup. The reason I haven't been using it at night is because it's been in here to wear underneath my makeup. So anyway, that's my skincare routine. And if you get going really regular with your skincare routine and you're using it every night like you're supposed to, and you're not seeing any improvement in the texture of your skin or the way your makeup goes on, possibly you need to tweak your diet a little bit. And if you're interested in what I think makes a difference in your skin, diet related, leave that in the comments and I'll do that next time. Y'all have a great day, and I'll see you again tomorrow night.